liberty, and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Shi.
Here.
Mr. Vishal Patel. Ms. Peng.
Here.
Ms. White.
Here.
Mr. Romano.
Here.
Ms. Anjana Patel.
Here.
Mr. Lugo.
Here.
Mr. Ronak Patel. Mr. Errico.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Opening statement.
Yes, in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Public Law 1975, C-231 Sunshine Law, the Edison Township Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the Board of Education Administrative Office. Copies of this notice were sent to the Home News Tribune and to the Star Ledger.
Thank you. So today is a combined meeting, so we're gonna go to a closed session first. So in accordance with the NJSA section 10.4-12, the Edison Township Board of Education adjourned to confidential sessions for the purpose of discussing the following: confidential personnel and board matters, student matters, property acquisition. Can I have a motion to adjourn to the privilege session?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Errico and Joe Romano. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we have a relative short agenda, so we'll probably be back at 7 o'clock. Thank you. We're gonna restart our meeting. Let me see. All right, can I have a motion to reconvene to the public session?
Motion.
Do I have a second? Mrs. White. Joe and Mrs. White. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. So, first up, a president's report. Hope, everyone's enjoying the summer and everyone was safe, for that huge rain, and everyone is, we have a little bit of water in the school, and our custodian has done a great job of cleaning that up, and you will see a couple proposals on the finance section. We'll try to remediate that down the road, so it's not gonna happen. And if you go to JP Stevens, you will see the township is cleaning up the drain to help that situation. So I hope that will not happen again. And I hope everyone's enjoying the summer, and the weather's been nice, and they're ready for the new school year, which is right around the corner. So, Dr. Alderaan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shi. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope all is well. July 1st officially kicks off the 2025-2026 school year. We are in the preparation cycle for many things. We are in year 2 of our strategic plan. Just want to give a shout out to all of our co-chairs, as well as the people that are working behind the scenes, right? Administrators, teachers, support staff, to make all of the actionable steps come to life. In year 1, we did a great job looking to build on those progress and those pieces for year 2. We have summer curriculum work that's going on right now, currently focusing on many of the things that came out of the strategic plan. That would be our biomedical academy, as well as information related to computer science. We've got a few textbooks that we're adopting moving forward as well too. So very, very busy summer as it relates to curriculum and instruction. Special thanks to our supervisors, our chief academic officers, and our special education department for all their hard work. I will echo Mr. Shi's sentiments in relationship to facilities operations. Mr. Colobus, Mr. Murphy and his team have done an absolutely wonderful job under the leadership of Mr. Toth in making sure not only that we're managing the many infrastructure projects that we have currently going on right now, but navigating summer school, our facility managers, our custodial staff, as well as our maintenance department, grounds, where the rubber meets the road. They do a great job, especially during emergencies. I know Edison got hit pretty badly with rain, as well as most of Middlesex County. Just special thanks to everybody that came and participated, and getting those pieces cleaned up efficiently. And over at JP Stevens, you couldn't even tell that it rained there. They did a wonderful job. So my congratulations to that team over there. And summer is hiring, recruitment, and retention over here is paramount in Edison Township. We are looking for the very best in our open spots here for our vacancies. Our HR department, as well as all our hiring managers, are doing a great job. We are looking for a full staff come August 31st, so we can start the school year off on a wonderful year. And that's actually it for my. We have a couple administrative retreats as well as a Board of Education retreat coming up. So it's been a very, very busy July. And that'll conclude my report, Mr. Shi.
Thank you very much. So before we open up for the public comments on the resolutions, do you mind you and John just walk through? So then we can open up for
Sure.
the comments. Yep.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you take a look at we have our personnel agenda, our administrative reports currently right now. If you take a look under administration, curriculum, and instruction, the annual adoption of our virtual instruction plan, as well as the approval of the June HIB report, which is tradition on each of these Board of Education actions agenda. We have our professional development agenda, right? The board's commitment to ensuring that not only certifications are up to date, but advancing all of the great things that are going on in teaching and learning and how we support our teachers and administrators here, as well as approval of some math textbooks, as well as some social studies and history textbooks as well, too. I know both supervisors did a wonderful job with the curriculum committee's blessing in presenting these adoptions. They did a great job. We had a couple pilot programs as well, too. Looking forward to that implementation over the course of the year. We have our pupil special services agenda, which is just our out-of-district placements in relationship to our special education population, and the annual adoption of our athletic training plan for both Edison High School as well as J.P. Stevens. I will now turn it over to my colleague to my right, Mr. Toth.
Okay, so we have the first item up on the finance section is obviously our financials and bills list. Obviously, we got to pay our bills, accept our financial reports. We're also going to be accepting our state aid for the non-public schools that we manage as the custodian of their funds. Under the contract section, you're going to see a lot of educational software licenses because, schools mainly don't use textbooks anymore. It's text or site licenses for computer software. So a lot of that, some furnishings for the buildings in terms of classroom furniture. We're also going to be doing some paving at J.P. Stevens to finally make that parking lot suitable that my small Acura can drive through it and not get swallowed up by one of the massive, I think it's actually almost like a swimming pool, right? What you call this? But no, we're going to take care of all that. We're going to grade it. It's going to get a whole new system. So there's going to be grading done, base coat, top coat. It's going to be really nice, and it definitely needs to get done. Procurement, the bid threshold in the state of New Jersey has changed. It's now $53,000, so we're going to ratify that. Under facilities, we have a change order at the J.P. Stevens addition and alterations project. This is for an area of refuge, which is the stair towers. There needs to be communication systems put in there that interconnect with the fire systems. So we have a change order on the agenda for that. The other items under facilities, we have an application to the DOE, a project application for HVAC, for putting in HVAC air conditioning at JMI, Washington, and JMP. So those are three schools that we will be fully air conditioned. Hope to go out to bid sometime this fall. And then the last two items are, obviously we've talked about this before in public, board's interested in purchasing a parcel of land over on Talmadge Road. It's about 9 acres. There's an application, there's a resolution to apply to the DOE for approval of this land purchase. And the resolution that follows that is a resolution to authorize Dr. Aldarelli and myself to enter into negotiations and due diligence with the owners of that said property. So hopefully we could strike a deal and close on that property in the upcoming months. Following that, we have some grants on the grant section. We are going to be submitting our safety grant for FY26, along with our IDA basic and pre-K grants, and the general pre-K grant that comes out in October. And for transportation, nothing at this time. That's what I got.
All right, thank you very much. Now we're open to public comments for resolutions only. Resolutions. Yeah, Joyce.
Good evening. I'm interested in this parcel of land. You said it's 9, how big is it?
9.5 acres.
9 acres, so
9.5.
what are we purchasing? Sure, what are we purchasing it for? Why are we purchasing it?
Can you answer all your questions?
Oh,
We'll
okay,
answer
I
at
just
the
want to
end.
know why we
Yeah.
were purchasing it. And I thought that that particular acreage, whatever, was too small to actually build a school on. So that's why I'm wondering about purchasing that. The reason why I'm worried so much about purchasing that and spending extra money, because it's common knowledge that Washington DC is coming with a hatchet to cut down funds for education. And I don't want us to not be able to take care of programs and stuff for our children because we purchased some land sitting over there that we may not be able to do too much with. Yeah, so please give me some explanation of that and where it's going from this point on. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You guys want to give it a try?
Yeah, yeah. So we actually, great questions too. So this has been a property that has been discussed with the Board of Education and previous boards as long as I've been here, over almost 5 years now. I believe, yeah, even longer than that. I believe in 2021, the board had a rendering done of a school, approximately 750 students, that it could house, including parking lots, things along those lines. So it can definitely house a larger elementary school or a smaller middle school at that time frame as well, too. The resolution's written in a capacity, though, that also provides the board and our administrative body with latitude on how to utilize those pieces, too. It can be utilized for a number of different things, from sports fields to bus depot to schools to anything that we kind of look forward in our long-range facilities plan that's tied to, correct me if I'm wrong,
That's accurate,
Mr.
yes.
Toth, as long as it's tied to our long-range facilities plan and approved by the Board of Education, I think it will not only assist with our overcrowding issue, but the modernization as well. If you want to add anything to that, Mr. Shi, but I think I hopefully I answered the question.
Yes, so when you look at the property and you look at what the developer wants to do with the property, we actually have a drawing from the developer. John, I don't know if you have that.
I
I have it in my office.
Yeah, so if you.
I
don't
have
mind,
it, I can
yeah,
electronically,
yeah.
I'll probably get it up there.
If you can get it, from the office, that'll be good. So, yeah, if we can do that. They are planning to do a 248 or 260 unit apartments. So, by the minimum what we do is, we buy that property. These apartments are not coming up, and there will be kids coming from these 200-something apartments. It's not 0.5 students per apartment, as the Rutgers study. So, instead of spending more than $10 million to build a classroom to accommodate all these, apartments, I think it's a good move for us to take the opportunity to acquire this land. And there are not a lot of land in Edison this is relative. Actually, I use the word clean land that we can use, in the flat and. Do a lot of things down the road. So there are a lot of good ideas from the board members, and we'll be reaching out to the community for what is best to use that property. But the minimum we stopped is 200-something units. So here is a drawing. If anyone who has any interest, you can, feel free to take a look at it. These are what they were planned. I think they submitted the original plan to the township. For this. So that's just, I hope I answered your question. All right. Anybody else? Yeah, Brian.
Brian Rivera, Edison. Dr. Aldarelli, you actually answered a lot of my questions. To me, my concern was just like reading the resolution itself. The board intends to utilize the property for an athletic field or school purposes. So many of the questions I asked were, why wasn't classrooms listed? Like, to me, when we're discussing overcrowding, we wrote an athletic field, that's something tangible. Classroom, there's no listing of classrooms. So that was one of the questions that people were asking me about. The other question was why an athletic field, and also if you could define school purposes. Like someone made a joke, were you going to host a dance there or something? So they didn't understand like the definition of school purposes. So I think if the resolution was a little bit more clearer, and especially if you put classrooms listed, because that's what a lot of families want to see. They want to see classrooms. I don't think they want to see another field. The other part of this resolution too, it says engages services and consultants. So has the board engaged in any of these service consultants, any conversations with them yet? Like, I'm curious, what type of, is the land good land? Will it get flooded? Like, dude, I hate to buy something that we know it's gonna be useless. So I was just curious if you guys engaged in, talk to surveyors or just make sure that the property is adequate for school use, you know? I understand the reason why you purchased the property to save it from units. I didn't know that was going on. So I understand the strategy of doing that. But this is $9 million. So we want to make sure that if we're spending $9 million, we're using that property for something, not to hold off something. But I understand the strategy. Then while I was going through this, I also looked at the grants. I see the preschool grant. So my question is more as a comparison for this grant being submitted versus the grant that we submitted last year. So it says we're going to partnership with private licensed child cares and Head Start agencies. So how many child care providers are we working with and Head Start this year versus last year? Is it the same amount of numbers, or have we decreased? Because I know we lost funding. Also, we're applying for $2,461,000 not to exceed. So we're applying for this. What did we apply for last year? What was the number? I'm just trying to see if there's a comparison. And also with spots and money, you know, now we're talking enrollment. So how many kids do we have projected to be enrolled this year versus last year? And then my last question too is kind of related to this. You know, there was an article that was posted. It said New Jersey will be freezing enrollment for child assistance programs. That will be starting at the end of July. Will that affect Edison students and Edison funding?
Yes.
If I may, Mr. President, and I'll defer to the superintendent to the extent he may need to supplement on the first question you asked about the real estate issue. And admittedly, this is my first meeting, but the limited information I have about it is that there is and will be a period of due diligence wherein the Board of Education will be allowed access to run certain tests and assessments of the property. That will, of course, involve negotiations with the current owner. And so I would advise the board and administration just to limit any potential comments at this time so as not to infringe and or violate any confidentiality and or leverage we may have. My understanding of the definition of school purposes under Title 18A and regulations at the Department of Education is rather broad, and the board and administration intentionally are keeping it broad so that their options can be open, subject to and dependent upon what the conditions are on the lay of the land. So that's kind of the nature of why you pointed out some of that language, classrooms versus field, et cetera. School purposes can be a lot of different things. Anything that helps with the business and operation of the district. So that's on that point, Dr. Aldarelli, if you want to comment on anything
No,
else.
I think it captured everything there, Mr. Taylor. I appreciate it. Yep. Without disclosing any of the information in relationship to the negotiation for the land, much like all purchases and acquisitions, whether you were buying a house or a car, there's a period of due diligence that would ensure that the land is suitable for school use. And then,
The preschool?
yeah, the preschool, so Dr. Tui could probably give detailed numbers in relationship to the number of providers in relationship to last year, to this year, but it's definitely smaller. We did go with a smaller grant. We've worked with a couple of consultants. Smaller grant would be a little bit more appealing. It is still something that we'd be on the hook for to capture our entire universe in 5 years, which is 2,100 people, Dr. Students, somewhere in that ballpark. So the end result is still the same, but the manner by which we get there, we're moving a little bit smaller incrementally. the freezing of enrollment in relationship to child assistance program. We don't know how that's going to impact currently right now. We haven't seen those numbers as of just yet, but we are monitoring them. We're monitoring that. We're monitoring federal freezing of funds and all of those pieces in relationship to that. But the grant is definitely smaller by more than half, I would say. Right, Dr. Tilley?
Yeah, went down to about 2.4.
Perfect.
Okay, so any other public comments? Yes, Beth.
Beth Talke, 15 Midwood Avenue. I'm glad that you guys clarified that that land is going to be, if we don't buy it, built on more units. Concern is also over on Wood Avenue and Oak Tree Road. They're proposing between 200 and 300 apartment dwelling units to go where the old Food Town and the roller skating rink was. So I'm hoping we're looking for, into the future for that. And if we do buy, well, also across, right down the street, it happens to be in Woodbridge, but right across from Metro Park where that BASF property is, they're leveling that and they're putting apartments there as well, even though that's, Woodbridge.
That's Woodbridge. Hope they don't come to Edison.
Well, it was brought up, it's planned because of the intersection down there, Route 27 and Wood Avenue, that there's the intentions of between 200 to 300 apartment units going on Wood Avenue. So I'd hope that you would look into, if we are going to purchase this land, to put another building on there, because we are going to have an influx of children, whether it's on Talmadge Road or Wood Avenue, with apartments coming. I also had a question. It says for the finance stuff, JMI show cause has been delayed to August. The project is on hold. Can you explain what that, does that have to do with the addition that's being put on there, that's being put on hold? Because that kind of concerns me too, being that down the street from me on Wood Avenue, they're intending on, building all these properties, which will be on waterfront property, being that in the rainstorms it keeps flooding and the cars float down Wood Avenue, but we can get a ferry to get them to school, I suppose. But if you can just clarify what that show cause has been delayed to August, the project is on hold. Thank you.
Mr. President, if I may, just on that last point, the show cause, that's an order to show cause, that's a legal proceeding. Essentially, it's a motion hearing. It's been adjourned to a date in August, I believe August 25th. It involves a bid dispute. The board and administration can't comment much further on that because it is active pending litigation. But again, a hearing on a bid dispute that was filed by one of the applicants has been filed, and we have a hearing or return date that was rescheduled to, I think, August 25th, I want to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Any other public comments? Okay. See none? All right, so can I have a motion to end public comments?
Motion to close, public
Okay.
comment?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Ralph and Joe. All right. So can I have a motion to approve the personnel report?
Motion to approve.
Joe?
Second.
Ralph. Switch the order.
Mr. Errico.
Yes.
Mr. Lugo.
Yes.
Ms. Anjana Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Romano.
Yes.
Ms. White.
Yes.
Ms. Peng.
Yes.
President Shi.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Motion to approve administration, curriculum instruction, pupil special service report. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Okay, Joe, do I have a second? Come on, make one, will you? Ginny?
Second, Jenny.
Yes.
Okay,
There we go.
Sounded like Miss White.
Sorry.
okay.
It's his fault.
It is.
is
It's
my
all
fault.
Ralph's fault. Okay.
All right, here we go. Mr. Errico.
Yes.
Mr. Lugo.
Yes.
Ms. Anjana Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Romano.
Yes.
Ms. White.
Yes.
Ms. Peng.
Yes.
President Shi.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. Can I have a motion to approve the finance report?
Motion.
Well, you should let the ladies go first. All right.
Ginny? I'll second.
Ralph and Ginny. Roll call, please.
Well,
Mr. Errico.
Yes.
Mr. Lugo.
I had a question, but you already started roll call, so what's the procedure here?
This is not Congress. If the board's okay with it, we can.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I like the way you put that. That's very good.
Respectfully, it's not Congress.
No, I got you.
Sorry, I should have been I should have been a little more assertive with that, you know,
Congratulations,
so.
it's not Congress.
100%.
Yeah. So just real quick, going back to the language that was used for the contract for potentially purchasing the property. So there's nothing at this point that we know of that would actually preclude us from classrooms, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and in fact, you know, for educational purposes, that would include classrooms.
Classrooms, correct.
Classrooms. Okay.
How about it may include? There's no defined plan check.
Don't have to, but it
Right.
says school purpose.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It would be classrooms would be covered under the umbrella of school purposes. Is what I'm saying.
Correct, yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
The question be interpreted as a commitment that it would include classrooms, because that has not been decided yet. That's my understanding.
Correct. Okay. Also, too, I just want to make sure I just understand this thoroughly. So, with these resolutions will allow you, right, to take the necessary steps, due diligence, hiring the external professionals that you would need, to conduct due diligence, correct me if I'm wrong, settled terms of the contract?
Yes.
Okay. And what about signing the contract?
This authorizes us.
The signing is authorized as well.
Correct.
Okay. That was my question number one. And question number two, this actually has to do with the bills list. And I just found this maybe about like 10 minutes ago when I was like thumbing through here. Could you explain what the Edison Township Ice Hockey Parent Association is and why there's a charge for almost $25,000?
Sure. You want me to? Yeah. So that the Ice Hockey Association, that's what I'm thinking lacrosse. Ice hockey is for the, that's rental of the.
Rink.
The rink.
Rental of the rink.
Correct. Because we don't have our own rink, so I believe we go to Woodbridge. And I believe the Parent Association helps with the rental fees, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a joint between Edison and Metuchen as well. So we share the cost.
It's been like that for years.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's school teams for ice hockey? I didn't realize that. Okay, now you learn something new every day.
Even with Mr. Lugo,
okay.
with lacrosse, it's the same thing as, I believe we have some joint activity.
Yeah, it's a joint team between J.P. Stevens, Edison High, and
Okay,
Metuchen High.
perfect. Thank you for the explanation.
Anything else? Okay.
Okay.
So are you yes or no or indifferent?
We gotta start over.
Let's
We
start
could
over.
start over? Or, okay. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Errico.
Yes again.
Mr. Lugo.
So, yes with two, generally speaking, yes, but there's going to be two areas where there's no and one abstention.
Okay.
So, under finance and facilities, under contracts and award, I'm a no to number 6. And
What is that?
the issuance for, hold on one second, that is for the architects. And also, too, for the resolutions for the purchase of the property, I understand we need the property, absolutely, but right now I'm an abstention because there's actually some more information that I would like to see, prior to approving a $9 million purchase.
All right, so I have a no on number 6 contracts and a no and an abstention on the land. That's there's 2 resolutions, so those 2 resolutions.
Yes, both of those. Thank you.
Noted. Ms. Anjana Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Romano.
I have a problem only because I would like to have the board have final say as to the to the comments about purchasing this piece of property. I have no problem with anybody, with the administrative staff, but I do have a problem with them allowing them to sign off without board approval. That's the only problem that I have. So I would say yes on everything, but with the stipulation that the superintendent and the administrative staff answer questions at a later date. And that probably be the only, and I'm quite sure somebody's gonna say something. Go right ahead.
I was just going to say, as a point of order, I mean, we're technically back into the roll call again, so this is where you say yes, no, or abstain. But I think that the administration would be, well advised, subject to time constraints, to keep the board readily, in real time apprised, either through electronic communications, which of course are confidential, and/or in a
Well, it
closed
depends
session
what is.
to give you an update when we get closer to having contract terms. in
Well,
place.
that's
mean,
what I want.
generally
I just
speaking-
want to make sure people understand that.
Correct. That's what I'm saying is, as it's written now, the resolution, as represented by Mr. Toth, does allow the administration and/or your other agents, lawyers, et cetera, to execute a contract. But as I indicated, there are a number of due diligence steps that are also kind of embedded in this resolution that are going to take some time. And the administration, as the superintendent just affirmatively agreed, will keep the board updated, prior to it being
I'm not-
etched in stone.
Okay, I understand that.
So what is the vote? Is the vote no?
Now I'm going to vote no for everything.
Okay, no for everything?
You got it.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. White?
Okay, I'm going to vote yes on this, but I do want to be informed before we sign off on anything.
Ms. Peng?
Yes. Thanks.
President Shi?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. So, all right, so we are open, committee reports, finance and facility. So, Visho's not here, so, Ralph, you want to take it, or you want me to take it?
I don't have the notes.
Oh, he doesn't, that's okay.
Oh, it's
We
there in
met.
the
Yeah.
electronic.
I'll be happy to take this, so it's a short agenda. So we had a meeting on July 15th of 2025 from 4:30 to 5:30. In attendance was Visho Patel, Ralph Farrago, myself, and our BA, Jackie, Dr. Already, and we have Mr. Colibus, Mr. Murphy, and also we have two representatives from DMR. So the topic we discussed is the J.P. Stevens High School stormwater update from DMR. There were a couple proposals for that. And the second item is the Talmadge purchase, and the appraisal was $10.4 million. So you saw that our resolution is up to $9 million. The JMI show cause that was asked by Beth to delay it to August. The project is on hold. And the Washington JMP JMI HVAC project application will be on the agenda, which we all just approved for the air conditioning submitted to the State Department of Education for approval. And then the other item we just approved is JP Stevens parking lot grading and paving. It's close to about $1 million. For facilities, there's a change order for JP Stevens communication system, which John also mentioned about the tower in the elevator. So that's on the agenda, was approved as well. So that's basically is the, the highlight of the meeting. So next up, we have Transportation Committee. Chris?
Mr. Shi, quick question?
Yes.
Can we get air conditioning for this building too?
This is air conditioned,
Is Will Colbus in today?
but he just turned it off to save energy.
Sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Lugo.
No worries. Thank you, President Shi. So, Transportation Committee, we met on Tuesday, July 14th, 2025, at 4:30 here at the Education Center. In attendance was myself, President Shi, and fellow board member Virginia White. The intent and purpose of the meeting was to go over kind of like a state of the department, and as to be reported, Number of drivers currently in the district is 48, and that's not including 2 new drivers to be approved. And number of buses, 64. Okay, we had 66, 2 had aged out, and Dr. Aldarelli, when I get to the bottom of this, I did find my notes or something maybe we should add to the minutes before, maybe amending them. So for subscription busing for the students for the 24-25 school year, subscription we're looking at 3,160. Subscription applicants received coming up for the upcoming school year, 3,894. Subscription payment requests sent, 2,992, and subscription students placed on the buses, 2,973. Now, from what I understand, these are rolling numbers, correct? So that was one of the questions I had in the committee. Is they're not static numbers; they're dynamic. They're always changing. So they're still waiting to hear from more students. They're filtering in every day. So if you're looking at the numbers, if they don't add up, that's why I had that question the other day. And to date, subscription payments received 1,813 for a total of $1,128,125. Subscription payments open 1,158 for $723,750. We had 5,000 in fees waived, and those claiming free or direct certified are, 570, and claiming reduced lunch is 134. Then we actually moved on. We talked about class trips for athletics, band, orchestra, and field trips in general. And for the 2024-25 school year, we had a total of 1,562 class trips. The buses required to cover those trips are 2,108. Just to get a little bit of perspective, J.P. Stephen High School trips came in at 557. Edison High School trips came in at 539. And for miscellaneous field trips, about 300. Hourly cost rates of $150, and the cost of the trips were $1,350,120. And then we broke it down to Edison High School Band and J.P. Stevens Band with $38,175 and $43,575 respectively. So what I wanted to add, according to my notes here, we can go back and talk to Mr. Doug.
Yep.
Yeah, that 4 buses. There was a total of 4 buses that actually are scrutinized, with 2 approaching the age out, and the age out is roughly 15 years. So there was actually 2 there. So we talked about the aging out of some of the a couple of the school buses. So it just wasn't reflected here. So, and that's all I have.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Shi,
Yes.
the library, just to let you know, the library on, actually on Oak Tree Road, they've closed the library on Grove, and they're remodeling it. That's going along as planned. There's extensive remodeling. There's walls that have to be dug out, and that project's going forward. At the main library, the upper floor is almost done, but the ground floor, that's the one that they're still working on. So all I say is please be patient, go out and get a library card. Our libraries are busy. The Clara Barton, really busy. And just be patient. We have signage up on Grove for the library, and the new location is on Oak Tree Road. And the library is good. It's great. It's good for the kids. It's good for the senior citizens. It's good for people that want to come in and use the Wi-Fi. So please, just be patient. It's coming. Trust me, it's really going to be great. And that's all I have to say about that.
Okay, thank you. I just want to add, to the transportation report, we have already added 7 more new routes so far, and more routes will be added. And the number that was, the subscription application received, 3894. Some of the people who actually do not need subscription, they are outside the radius, but they still submit it. So the number is slightly a little bit high. But I just want to, the public to know. All right?
Mr. Shi,
Yes.
these buses that are outlived
Mhm.
their time,
Mhm.
is there any proposals anywhere on adding new buses?
You want to add, John? Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Romano, I think as we're going to be starting to build next year's budget, that's going to be kicking off relatively soon in the month of September. We're going to be having those conversations with our Director of Transportation, Mr. Gillian, and his staff. We're going to be planning for the age out of those older buses and acquiring new ones.
Are these buses going to be diesel with diesel emission fluid, or are they going to be gas?
I think we're going to look at all different options. I believe, we're going to get input from the Transportation Director. I know that he likes diesel. We'll also look at gas. We're going to look at all options as to what's, cost effective, but what also is going to be an efficient running vehicle too. That's going to have less problems with, breaking down and things of that nature.
Well, the reason I'm asking is it's called DEF, diesel emission fluid. If you idle a bus, here's the key, if you idle a bus more than the state law, 15 minutes is not really the number. It's a little bit less. With a diesel, when you idle that bus, it clogs up the DEF system. Now, the other issue is that if you use this gas for fuel, have we looked into solar panel retention on top of the buses?
I mean, that's something that we have yet to look at. We have solar, obviously, in a lot of our businesses, but, if there's a possibility for something like that, it's something to look into, right? I think that we have to explore all options, whether it's through solar innovation or the use of diesel, whatever is going to do the best for our students to get them there, safely and in the most cost-effective way. I think you have to look at it all and put it all on the table.
I had not a concern, I had a parent concerned that the students, when they went on a trip, the buses are warm. And the reason that they asked was, well, my student has to get into a warm bus or a cold bus, and we can't idle the buses. See, that's some of the things that, over and above. The parents should know this. And that's one of those issues that, is it a hot bus? The maintenance of it, the problems that we have with the maintenance of it. Not that we're having problems, but if the I gotta be right. If the people are complaining that their kids are too hot and they want the buses running, the fact of the matter is that we have to understand that. Now, I was a truck driver a couple of years, and I know that you're not allowed to idle a diesel. So that's what I'm asking. Has anybody consulted with people that actually know what's going on with diesels? And gas is another issue. And what is the range on these buses? The amount of money that's spent on class trips, which I am not for stopping them. The fact of the matter is that Has anybody discussed that?
Meaning the,
Discussed the transportation end of it, the cost?
yeah, I mean, I believe during all the transportation committees, right, we're always addressing, cost. It's one of the largest parts of our budget, right? But for our kids, the class trips and their sporting and co-curricular activities are something that, and you as well, as a board are invested in, right? But we're always trying to find ways to do it, in a more cost-effective way, whether that be, partnering with other districts, buying newer equipment, newer buses that are obviously more fuel efficient, all those things we try to do to drive down the cost, because we want to give our students the opportunities to go on class trips and to be part of sports teams that play throughout the county and hopefully the state. But like I said, we always put everything on the table during, transportation committee meetings that you've been a part of, and finance as well, right, to try and solve these difficult problems.
Still got a lot of questions, but you go right ahead.
Just, so the public knows, in the past 5 years, we purchased probably 30 brand-new buses. They're all Bluebird buses. Whether we should purchase Bluebird or International is a different debate, but we did purchase 30 Bluebird buses, and they were all on gas, if I remember correctly. And some of the buses that's been, aged out, they're like the medium-sized bus. It's not a small bus. It's not a 52 passenger, somewhere in the middle. And that's really the old buses. And moving forward, when we purchase new buses, we're gonna get either the small ones or we get the 52 passenger buses. So this is something we'll talk in the committee, and we'll consider all of that. All right, so now let's open for public comments. Any comments from public?
Hi, Gwendolyn Castles, South Side on Edison.
You get the microphone a little closer. Thank you.
Hi, I'm coming today because this is our last resort. I've met with administration, I've reached out to some board members. I'm going to be at every board meeting, and I'm going to be discussing some of the violations that have occurred on the south side in one of the schools. I'm going to come to every board meeting, and every time I come, I'm going to come up with another violation. We're going to discuss 2023 2 AP exams that had to be voided because of proctor error. We're going to talk about denials for 504s. We're going to talk about transcripts and grades that went out incorrect, even though the administration knows about it. And every time I come up here and I expose something every month, I'm going to let you know I have the tangible proof for it. I've met with your administrator, both of them. And each time, I have 11 errors on a report card. I have 4 errors on a transcript. I have 2 AP exams that had to be voided for proctor error and not receiving accommodations. And each time I came to the administration, they told me it was a miscommunication. They're on it. And then the last time, I'll get to it. You sit here and you talk about all the things that you do for our students, and yet the basic things of making sure your paperwork is correct, that your transcripts are correct, that testing is followed, and these are not from just teachers. This is administration. It starts from the top. So now I'm going to come to every board meeting, and I'm going to bring tangible proof of all the violations, the HIPAA violations, of administrators calling without clearance, no documentation to get information. Oh, and before you tell me that I must be, misconstrued, let me tell you, I got the audio tape because it's gotten so brazen. And your administration knows it, but their attitude is, well, get an attorney. And it cost us $1,500 an attorney so far. And it cost my kids scholarship money. So I'm going to ask you, how many of you be willing to look a kid in the eye and say, you know what? I'm sorry, I didn't get to the paperwork. You lose out on your scholarship money. You sit here and you praise the kids and you talk about all the things you do. But when your administrator that makes pretty good money, and both of them up top, finds that it's not important enough to make sure documentation is correct. So now parents are going to be forced to come here. Parents are actually getting annoyed because when we ask them why this is being done, for instance, a 504, go look on the website for J.P. Stevens compared to Edison High. J.P. Stevens has all the listings for it, tells you exactly what you need. Edison High, you have to call, and chances are you're going to be denied. You are the Board of Education. You're the head. This person works under you, and everybody else works under them. And yet, no one can fix the problem. 11 errors. You tell me, any of you would tolerate it? And we keep our mouth shut because we don't want to make waves for our children. And yet, we have to come back here to be belittled so that we can sit here and talk about paperwork after paperwork after paperwork. Your superintendent and your sister's superintendent, they have all this paperwork. It was never corrected. So I'm asking the board, are you going to do something for our kids? Or do I have to come every month? And every month I'm going to come, I'm going to expose another thing we've had to deal with. Because we're not being heard. We're being mocked. We're being ignored. We're told that we're lying, or we're stupid, or we're crazy. Guess what? All this paperwork, it's tangible. Your administrators have it. I'm sure they never tell you that 2 AP exams were voided for proctor error on separate days. Not the same day. 2 separate days. 2 separate tests. You know what we were told? We were told you didn't work hard enough. You didn't study. Meanwhile, they were lying to the student because they threw out the test. So you think about that when you sit here and you say how you're doing all these things for these kids, and these kids are asking for help. And your administrators turn around and they ignore the emails. They ignore the phone calls. They ignore the actual documentation. They tell us in their own words, yes, we made a mistake. Oh, it must be a miscommunication. It's not a miscommunication. It's purposeful because the first time's an accident. The second time's a mistake. The third time you knew what you were doing. No one here are newbies. No one here that I dealt with was right out of college, didn't know what they were doing. They were lifelong people that were in the system getting ready for retirement. I believe some of them even retired.
Ma'am, your time's up. Thank you. Any other public comments? Young man, you want to say something? You were here? Oh, okay. You only have the kids go first. Huh? Yeah, absolutely. That's that's what you're here for, right?
So just talking about how there's some problems with the buses and how a lot of parents are complaining that the buses are too warm. I feel like a good idea would be creating a public service announcement. So I'm not too sure what schools are being affected the most, but just creating a simple public service announcement explaining the
Can you
problem.
just your name, please?
Oh, Soham Gulati. I'm a sophomore in high school. I live in North Edison. So I feel like creating a simple public service announcement, kind of explaining to the parents where our funds are being allocated and how we can kind of try to improve the situations, while also trying to explain to them why, leaving the buses idle is not, the most viable option. So I think creating something simple, just the information to get out there and kind of explain to them why we can't do the things they always want us to do, but kind of trying to create an in-between that will work for both them and us.
Okay. Thank you. Any other public comments? Yeah.
I just got a clarifying question for you, man. I'm just trying to understand it. I understand a statute, you say it could be anything. But why did you write, why does it say field, a field end this, because a field could be anything as well. So that's what's just confusing me. If it just said, for any school purposes, that's everything. But it says field and school purposes. So did you get my misunderstanding, or, like, that's where I'm kind of confused at. So that's why I was wondering if, you said it could be broad, yes, well, a field is broad too, so I'm just curious why it just said field. Like, so that's what, it's bothering me, so I had to get that out. The other thing too is, if we decide to purchase this, because I know we did a budget presentation a couple of months ago, and I'm sure this wasn't included in that budget presentation. So where are we getting that $9 million from? Is that gonna be this current budget that you presented? Are you taking $9 million out of that? Or are you taking it from next year's budget? Like, I'm just curious where this $9 million is coming, because I'm pretty sure if it was the budget you presented, that $9 million was allocated for something else probably, because you weren't planning on purchasing this land. So I'm just trying to figure out where are we getting that $9 million? Thank you.
May I?
You wanna go?
Yeah, so, in all honesty, I was not trying to bother or annoy you with my response. I didn't draft the resolution. I believe it was drafted by the district's bond counsel in connection and furtherance with this project that they've been working with the administration and on behalf of the board with. My comments and answer to you were just to explain that the law provides for a very wide latitude and discretion for what school purposes means. And I imagine from my brief review of the resolution that the bond counsel that worked with the administration and drafted wanted to be as much latitude as possible. So could it have said what you said in first? Maybe, I don't know. But the way it's written now, it is legal as to form and process to move forward.
Thank you.
Defer to superintendent now.
Yep. John, you want to tackle that $9 million? I can tell you it was part of the budget, but you want to?
That's accurate. It was part of the, if you guys recall, when we presented the budget twice, it was part of the $22 million that we withdrew for capital reserve, so we do have the funding right now, not as part of our operating budget, but we withdrew from capital reserve. I believe in that presentation, there was a litany of things. One of them on that list said land acquisition.
So we were planning on purchasing that land then?
Yeah, I mean, this has been talked about since prior to my employment here, so it's been
You were on the
going on for
board.
some
We talked
time.
about this.
Yeah, but it wasn't presented at the meeting.
Yeah. You on the board for 3 years. We've been talking about this for 3 years, for more than 3 years. So, I don't know what to say. So, Matt.
Matt Ravnacki, TA President. Just a couple things. First of all, can we get paper copies of the personnel report when we have these joint meetings? It's very difficult to try to look on your phone because it's not like properly formatted for it. So in the past, we always did get them. You can't even ask a question because I couldn't even go. In fact, I don't believe in somebody looking at a phone when someone's speaking. Dr. Aldarello was giving his report and I'm scrolling to try to read it. So if it's possible, I'd appreciate it. I know normally speaking, when we get the personnel part as part of the agenda in the regular meetings, that's fine because you can look at it beforehand. Second thing, I actually, I know Brian's been talking about it all. I think it's a good move on the board's part, and I know it has been in discussion for a number of years, especially seeing the building of, and I appreciate you sharing that, the 246, apartments, et cetera. One thing that's never happened in this district, the 37 years I've been here, is looking like really to the future and seeing what that enrollment and how it can affect things. So I do, commend you. I do agree with some of the things said. I think communication is important, giving somebody the ability to just sign off on something without the board, knowing about it or whatever, I think is something that, you need to think about. Number 3 is, I'm asking that the board members please be careful when you post things on social media. I literally was in Alaska for 2 weeks on vacation, and I'm getting texts one day and a couple phone calls about there was a posting about block scheduling going into effect next year. And Dr. Aldarelli and I and some of the central administration worked hard to put together a team to do all kinds of research on block scheduling. I actually was part of JP Stevens' group that went to Piscataway back in, I believe it was May. And I'm getting, calls from people, well, if this is a done deal and we're told it's happening next year, what do we have in a committee? Why are they wasting my time? So, the ramifications of sometimes those postings come out to Dr. Aldarelli and myself. Last thing I needed to do is I'm in Alaska having to deal with this stuff. So, in the future, just be aware that sometimes when you post things, that there is sometimes some ramification that comes along with that. Maybe saying something like, we're taking a look into block scheduling would be okay, but literally it was said almost like it's happening next year. And it definitely is jumping the gun. One thing I'm very big on when we implement it is that it's done the right way. Because if it's not thoroughly looked at, it's not going to be successful. So, not that I'm opposed to block scheduling, it's something we need to look at. But, the message out there was it looked like it was going to happen next year. And again, the fallout of that is now we're getting committee members saying, I don't want to be on a committee if it's decisions, what are we wasting my time for? So I'd ask that in the future that, just be a little more aware of stuff like that. And the final thing, I'm going to embarrass Dr. Aldarelli a little bit. I want to wish you and Mrs. Aldarelli happy anniversary. I know it's your anniversary next week.
Thank you.
Next week.
So I
Yes,
just
he's
want to
out.
wish it to
He's out. Leave him alone.
wife. I believe it's a big one too, right? 25?
25.
25, congratulations.
She told me the lease was up.
So other than that, again, enjoy,
Thank
have
you,
a good
Matt.
rest of the
Appreciate
summer, and we'll see you in August.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Matt. And please don't text Dr. Aldarelli about the block schedule next week. All right, so, all right. Any other public comments?
Motion to close public comment?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Now we open for board member comments.
Gary,
Yes,
you want?
go ahead.
$9 million. It's not $9 million if there's a bond council. Am I wrong? It's $9 million, but we're bonding it.
No.
So we're bonding actual $9 million.
No, we're not.
Well, that's what I'm asking. There's people out there talking about it's $9 million. What is it really, really mean? People hear numbers and they go, oh, my taxes are gonna go up. And the fact of the matter is, if there's a bond council, what is it gonna cost the taxpayers per year? Just ask a question.
This is cash, it's all planned, there's no bond for this purchase, so I don't know where that thing comes from, but John, you can tackle
That,
it.
that's accurate, so let me be very clear. I'm sorry? Oh, the term bond counsel, that's your legal representation who deals with, financial transactions such as real estate, bond referendums, ground leases, which is a lease purchase on a building. However, in this instance, we are not borrowing money. So we withdrew money for the fiscal year 26 budget development to take money out of our capital reserve, which has been, savings that's been generated over the last several years, and we are going to pay for this property in full at closing. So there's no loan, there's no impact.
See, okay, now it makes sense to me that, I heard that word bond, and I'm saying, well, okay, so now we're using $9 million of the taxpayers' money.
It's all taxpayers' money.
Every penny we use is
Yeah, okay, and $9 million.
Yes,
How much is one tax point in dollars and cents?
What are you talking about, on the local tax levy?
Yeah, the
Let's
people
call it
here
two-
are
let's
paying
call it
taxes.
I'm just saying, I'm not gonna speak to each person's individual, what their tax were, I'm not gonna do that. But, if you look at 1% on our local levy, which has been the same for the last 5 years, which is probably like a record, I might add, it's probably like about $2.3 million. So you can consider, 2% would be 4.6, and so on and so forth.
So we're using money in the reserves to buy, maybe purchase. Let me rephrase, maybe purchase. But the fact is that if the money is there to be used, is the taxpayer, how does the taxpayer look at this? Well, if they got $9 million, why should there be a tax increase?
There is no tax increase for the
I
past
didn't
5
say there
years.
was. All I'm saying is that the taxpayer sees that we want to invest $9 million of their money. Of course, me too, because I'm part of it. And then they look and they say, why is my taxes so high? If they have $9 million, why don't they put that $9 million back into the budget? I mean, I'm just a dumb truck driver.
Mr. Romano, if I may, and you always make good points, and we've had conversations in regard to school finances. But
Yeah.
in the instance where the board is saving money through their legally restricted reserves, in this instance, the capital reserve, this is one of the only legally permissible uses for acquisition of land, construction of a building. We can never withdraw that money and then allocate it into our operating budget for current expenses or what you consider our operating costs, whether that be salaries or supplies or things of that nature. This is, so if you want to look at it, this has been something that's been done through prudent savings by this board, the previous boards before I was even here, to bring us to a time that we're at right now. We're able to buy this type of property outright without going through any type of borrowing process.
I understand. Tell it to them. Tell it to the television. Tell it to them that they are complaining that their property taxes are high, especially their school taxes. Tell it to them. Look into the camera and tell them that, don't worry about it, it's only $9 million and it's your money.
Joe, let me tell them for you. If we don't purchase this piece of property,
I
there'll be
understand.
250 units that will cost triple the $9 million that the taxpayers will have to pay. So either you buy the land or you don't. If we don't buy the land, there's 250 apartments going up with probably 500 kids coming out of those apartments. What are we going to do with those 500 kids? We have to hire teachers. We have to pay for more buses and busing. I mean, taxpayers, that's the answer. It's simple. We're making a smart move here by purchasing, if we purchase this property, for whatever price we come to. It's the best thing we've done in 50 years.
Thank you. Any other public comments? Oh, board comments, I'm sorry.
Am I a part of the public?
No, you're a board member, you can stand there and be public.
Hey, Jerry, I just want to say, we had graduation, believe it or not. Seems so far away, right? And here we are. But it was incredible, both schools did a magnificent job. If you had a graduate, congratulations. But it was a beautiful thing. And as a board member, that is my most favorite thing to do, is graduation for both schools. It was well done, and we're so proud of all of those people, all those kids. I mean, they're just going to take over the world. I know it, so that's it. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, close to 1,300 students.
Yes,
Both
it
high
was
schools.
a beautiful sight to see. It really was.
Yeah, and we need to provide facility for these people.
For sure, right?
So any other board member comments? Yes.
Jerry,
Jen.
yeah, I just want to echo what Ralph said. I agree. This is probably purchasing this land is probably the best move in the last at least 9 years that I'm on the board, and we have been talking about this for years. And just to stress again, this is not increasing anybody's tax. And this money comes from the capital reserve, which is not going to be, we are not able to use that on any operation cost. And we have talked about this for years, and I don't hear the questions before. So I don't know why the question come today for the taxpayer, but we are happy to answer the questions again. So I'm agreeing with Ralph that this is the best move. And also want to say, I look at the calendar today, it's only like 4 or 5 weeks left in the summer. So I hope everybody enjoy the summer as much as they can. Yes, yes. And we don't till school starts. Thank you.
Okay. Any other any other board member comments? Okay, so today we have a new face sitting on the dais, and this is our new attorney, Mr. Lester Taylor. So welcome. So why don't you take a couple of seconds to introduce yourself to the Edison residents?
Thank you, Mr. President, board members, administration, members of the public, physically present as well as watching out in the matrix. I'm Lester Taylor of Taylor Law Group. I've been practicing law for about 25 years, specializing in education. I represent several school districts across the state of New Jersey. Our firm is conveniently located in New Providence, New Jersey, not too far from here. Again, we're a full-service firm servicing school districts in all capacities, special education, labor and employment, general counsel, procurement, et cetera. And it's an honor and privilege to be up here in the dais. But I've also had the privilege of serving as special education counsel for the past 3 or 4 years as well. So I'm very familiar with your school district and this community, and we look forward to being part of the team. Thank you.
Thank you. So he's not really new, but he's been on the back. Now he's sitting in the front. So welcome to the board. So people probably heard about me talking about. We have a lot of vendors that we work with a lot of vendors in our district, and I'm looking for vendors that are giving back to the community, and a lot of them making millions and millions of dollars. And there are some of the vendors that are giving back through scholarship. They're giving back to helping the community with internship. And we have been expanding. Part of the thing is expanding the internship, especially we have these academies that's going on, and we have the career paths that's coming up and next school year for different areas. And we need collaborations with the local businesses or these vendors, industry, to have our students gain some hands-on experiences. And I'm just happy to report this year we expand the internship program beyond the traditional 10 from the tech department and 10 from the facilities department. We also added internship in the public with working with Heather on the web pages and so on. We have internship from our insurance brokers, and we have internship opportunities from banks, and we also have internship opportunities from the our food vendors as well. So during the process, and recently, one of our bank is First Bank. They're based in Somerset. So in the recent process of working with them for internship, we actually got something more from the First Bank. With that said, I'm going to have Mr. Toast tell us what are the collaborations we're looking down the road and what that will help us for the school programs.
Sure. This is a new opportunity for our students. As you guys know, we've been with First Bank for a few years now. We've had money with them and made great money through some rates that Mr. Shi may have negotiated or assisted me with. Through that partnership, First Bank wants to expand opportunities to our students. So they've come up with a cooperative purchasing type position, like a student cooperative, almost like an internship, but run through the year. Like a part-time type position. There'll be an application process. I believe that will open in September. Dr. Aldarelli and I will be meeting next month with the president of the bank. And they're going to roll it out an application, and then with the hopes of having students start in October and working throughout the year, kind of like on a part-time basis to learn commercial banking. So students that are interested in that, it gives you more than just the short 4 to 5 week period or 6 week period that is a summer internship. This is something that's, an entire year that would look great on a college application, and not to mention give you exposure to the commercial banking world. So we're really happy for this new and exciting opportunity with First Bank and our partnership with them. And we'd really like to have our other vendors and partners do similar things, because it's really great for our students, for our juniors and seniors, so on and so forth. So,
Yeah. And also with Spencer Bank.
Yes, we will be having a summer internship with Spencer Bank. There'll be an application period, so it's going to be something very similar, not the exact same, but another opportunity in commercial banking. As you know, Spencer's one of our newer banks right here in Edison, North Edison, so they'll have a location there. But they said that they would also maybe have opportunities at their corporate headquarters.
Okay. Thank you very much. So this is especially, we're looking for the, we're targeting next year for the Business Academy. Okay, we're working on it. So we need a committee members to join that, to work with us. Okay. So that's a
Very good, Mr.
segue
Sheen, very good.
into that.
Actually, I'm for the business.
Well done, well done.
I'm good with that one.
Yeah, that's all the plan, but we didn't have enough time to put it together this year. With targeting next year, hope it comes through. And, yeah, I just want to echo what Mrs. White said. Great graduation, a great ending for a school year to our staff and all the members in the district. And as Shannon said, only 5 weeks left, so enjoy the short summer. And we're looking forward to a good school year. And before that, we're going to have a meeting at August 26th. And I hope by that time we can have the JMI thing settled, and we can move forward with that. So with that said, that's the end of the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.
Right.